Welcome to MoleHill Mining News. This is MoleHill Todd. This is hopefully educational. Perhaps it is entertaining, but it is never, ever, ever to be misconstrued as financial advice. So, with that in mind, it is the 13th of March, Saturday. It is 7:12 a.m. and it is time to read the news. First, let's start off with the market, dude. Look at that sea of green swimming around in there. Look at that, right under 60 grand. What happened? We'll find out in a moment. First, let's look at the top 10. Bitcoin 59.8, Ethereum 1.8. In third place, Binance 277. Tether's in fourth place. Cardano's $1.13 in fifth. Polkadot in sixth. They bumped up. I think they were already in sixth. 37.47. XRP in seventh. 45 cents, pushing on 46. Uniswap 32.56 in 8th place, Litecoin in 9th place at 226.84, and in 10th place is Chainlink at 30.08. Let's look at the top movers for the day. Pundi at 76%, Holo 52%, BitTorrent 42%, Chiliz 41%, and Reef at 40%. Okay. Beauty. Look at that nice push. Bitcoin just changed lanes, man. They're like, I want to be just over the line on the, 57.5. And then they're like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go right up to the change lanes on the 60K one. So let's see. It's been about 8 hours since we talked last. That's it, huh? And we got about a 5.5% increase. Let's see. Yeah, and so we were in the middle of the cloud. We bounced off the cloud once, kind of like pushed up against this boundary, and as soon as we broke through with a lot of purchasing volume, we just went damn near straight to 60, bounced off it once, twice, broke through, and then now we're bouncing off it again under some enormous support from the cloud. So let's go ahead and check on let's check on how that looks. Yeah, weird. The conversion line is definitely okay. So the conversion line is running a lot more flat with the baseline's catching up. So we're actually going to see a death cross here, despite how how gnarly the support is, and everything is. Yeah, the lag indicator is actually behind everything, so it's not as strong as you would have thought. And let's see what's next. But the EMAs are arranged for upward momentum, and they're actually spread out quite wide. So, hard to say. The cloud is somewhat indecisive or down. EMAs are pretty strong up. So, but I think in my experience, it's gonna correct a little bit before bouncing out and getting on top again. So we'll see. All right. Ethereum's devs on why they don't see Cardano and Binance as rivals. Well, okay. Having an all-time high for Ethereum at $2,000 recently. Sorry about that. At the time of writing, BNB's increases price by around 95%. Cardano by about 40%, while ETH is unchanged. Yet the fees are so bad on the network that the constant narrative are Ethereum's opponents have been able to construct the narrative that Ethereum has problems that it won't scale. Let's see. There's no evidence to suggest the Cardano bump is anything besides speculators attempting to convince other speculators that Ethereum doesn't scale and Cardano may be the answer. I don't think that's it. It's like, I think the entire crypto market is growing super rapidly, and if some of that ends up in Cardano, it's not a vote of confidence against Ethereum. Yeah, I guess when you like develop for stuff, you get really into it and you feel like real all or nothing about it, maybe, because I have coins all over the place and I don't have like a baby, I don't have like a fucking favorite. It's like saying Coinbase is going to kill Uniswap. They offer fundamentally different options. Yeah, I mean, they like overlap in their feature set a lot, but I don't really see any reason you can't have more than one. It's like, I don't know. It seems a little hand wavy. There wasn't a lot of news, or I wouldn't have even brought it up. Uh-oh. Red highlighter. That means I don't really like some of the shit I see here. Miners aren't waging war. Very clearly been expressing that the whole time. So it comes up twice as clickbait. I'm going to definitely write a strongly worded email about this one. Could deny miners their core revenue, gas fees. It doesn't do that. It doesn't deny us gas fees. It yeah, it's stupid. That is poorly written. Ethereum miners, let's see, what do we not share the view on? Essentially reducing the supply and ultimately pushing up the price. Yeah, no, we know. We agree on that. That it's a burn to reduce the price. I'm sorry, to increase the price, to reduce the circulating supply. Yeah, we know what it is. We agree with that. That's a fact. That's a pretty straightforward fact. So Ethereum miners don't share the same view. It's actually not true. We know, like, that. What view? The only view they've established is that the 1559 burns Ethereum and that increases the price. So I don't know what the hell view they're even talking about. We don't think 1559 appropriately addresses it. This is a cute graphic though, where like miners are somehow KO'd by like this announcement. But I'll address that in a moment. Vitalik and other developers supporting the upgrade have now responded in an offensive move. More like a defensive move, but that's fine. In an informal document, the developers proposed a quick merge that transitions the network into a proof of stake consensus mechanism. Yeah. So here's the thing. This project, switching to proof of stake, is 3 fucking years behind the timeline. 3 years. All right? And I don't doubt that it's almost ready to go. I don't doubt that, like, progress has been made in those 3 years. They've been talking about kicking it off in about a year, and, like, maybe a year or two it actually comes to play. You're going to tell me that you're 3 years behind on a project, and because a bunch of miners who insist that they have no intention of, like, messing up the Ethereum ecosystem, but they really need people to take their security concerns seriously. Like, your reaction to that is to pretend that you can just flip a switch and launch a product that is just drowning in 3 years of being late and dying by committee. And you're going to act like you can just flip a switch and launch that product tomorrow. If you could have done that at any time in the last 3 years, you would have done so. That's been perfectly clear because you want proof of stake. All your devs want it, and you're behind on it. So don't act like it's just sitting there waiting in the wings and you're somehow, benevolently allowing miners to exist on your watch just because you can. I'm sure that there's some ability to flip to POS right now. I'm sure there is, but is it tested and is it like, is it robust enough? Like, you know, that's a bluff. And if they want to go through with it, it's absolutely a cutting their nose off to spite their face sort of a thing. And the fact that they'd rather go with a bluff that's pretty transparent. If you know anything about the history of the network, you should know about how ready the switch to proof of stake is, roughly, right? And the fact they'd go with such a shitty bluff, rather than just talk to people and, is pretty bad. That's not a good sign for the future of, Cardano when that's what's happening. I'm pulling something up for a reason, and I'm gonna get out of the news here pretty soon. But I wanted to bring up that, like, Bits Be Trippin' has in this video, FUD stands for fear, uncertainty, doubt. So what he's saying is, like, the stories like the one that I'm taking apart right now are spreading fear, uncertainty, and doubt about the miners' protests, calling it collusion and things like that. He wrote another Ethereum improvement product you know, sorry, project. He didn't list it down here, but it's an amendment or an addition, and it would help solve a lot of the problems that is causing a protest in the first place. So we'll see in the next few days. You know, the ball's in the developer's court. Um, it's perfectly reasonable and perfectly peaceful, and we'll see if they actually pick up on that. All right, this news has gone on long enough, but I'm obviously a little tired of the bullshit regarding this protest. So have a good afternoon. Talk to you tonight.